So you do have to wonder. So you do have to ask yourself, is it possible?
And I say, yes.
Ancient action figure prophecies foretold.
Is it indeed possible?
All right, in this week's episode of The Market Show, is it possible that Hot Toys is about to unload upon us collectors 2.0 versions of Star Wars original trilogy figures? And looks like I'm getting a call. Could it be from an otherworldly being? Let's pick it up and find out, baby. Hello? The 13th Skull! I am well. How are you, my friend? You're wondering if you are the best panelist so far in Ancient Action Figures Season 2, the pre-recording production of it. Do you want the truth? Oh, well, what do you don't want the truth? You want me to just forget that you just asked that? I wonder why. But you want to give me some truth on what I have on the banner for this week's episode of The Market Show when it comes to 2.0 versions of Luke, Leia, and Han from A New Hope from Hot Toys. And they are artisans. Yep, well, I kind of looked into my crystal ball and already knew that 13th Skull. Oh, well, what do you mean those are first? The ending ceremony scene? Skull! So, is it possible that the ending ceremony scene Leia, and the ending ceremony scene Luke, and the ending ceremony scene Han would actually be coming first and all in artisan form? And then they're going to use that head sculpt tooling anyway to give you the farm boy and the regular princess and the regular Han outfit? Listen, just talking about this and getting this information, I'm like, I would have spilled the coffee all over the place. Thank God it's secured in this thermos. Thank God I got some wizard juice, because what other information am I going to suck down? Let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of The Market Show, right here at the 6-Scale Cantina, baby. And let's get right into this episode. We have got some breaking waitlist news, and you have to wonder, is it possible that yet another Wolverine is about to hit the waitlist? And I say yes, and you can see right here, the TVA jacket version right from Deadpool and Wolverine already has a low stock remaining warning. And the last time I checked, baby, this movie was an absolute blockbuster. And they are still, no matter what figure and what character Hot Toys comes out with, it is so much where it is low production. Okay? And that's exactly what you're seeing here. And this is about to go out. And then really, I think you have to wonder, does this mean the other Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine is also about to go out. And I say yes. I really, really do. And look, rolling eyes function, just new. I mean, the innovation is I hate to say it's new. It's just, it's on a whole new plane. When you go ahead and take a look at this figure, what they're doing is absolutely unbelievable. And are all of these Wolverine editions eventually leading up to an artisan version? And I say, you bet your arse it certainly is. They are going to capitalize on these Hugh Jackman head sculpts all the way until they can't milk it no more. And quite frankly, if they could go ahead and nail this hair with artisan, I think it would be absolutely unbelievable. And I cannot wait to get that. And I would love for them to just do it in straight that yellow original comic outfit, the one that you're going to see right here, baby, that I'm pulling up. And I do really think that this figure is on a high red alert that you're also going to start seeing a low stock remaining warning on this very, very, very soon. I think it's a domino effect. I think it's going to happen. And I also think, though, that they're not done with this. With this age, with the way he looks, I think you are going to get an exclusive. And I think this year, opportunity to get an artisan version of Wolverine for sure. So we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on that. But you can see right here on 6 Scale Cantina in this week's episode of the Market Show that the TVA version of Wolverine is about to go onto the wait list, has a low stock remaining warning for sure. Make sure you smash that like button. Go ahead and take a pause for a minute. It really helps the channel, helps the video go forward. So I do appreciate that, baby. And if this is the first time you're watching, don't forget to hit the sub. Go ahead and subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. Let's go ahead and take a break and cheers to you. Toast some coffee. Come on. Absolutely delicious. And let's continue on some other waitlist breaking news. So we all know that the artisan version of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker has been on the waitlist. But you have to ask yourself, is the regular collector edition now with the sculpted hair also on the waitlist? And I say, feast your eyes right here. This is also on the waitlist, and it is gone. It is 100% gone. It doesn't matter what the character is. It could be the Joker. It could be Wolverine. It could be Darth Vader. It can be Iron Man. It can be She-Hulk. It can be a Stormtrooper. It doesn't matter what it is. They're just... This is what I've been saying for years, is what you're starting to see unfold in a very big and real way. And that is more and more announcements. Less production of those announcements with more 2.0's and more variations. And we're seeing that done at a heightened rate, more than we've ever seen before in the history of Hot Toys. Now, last year, we had more Hot Toys announcements, not just releases, just announcements of figures, than we ever had in the history of Hot Toys. Well over 100. And you have to ask yourself, are they going to surpass that in 2025? And I say yes. I think there absolutely are. It wouldn't shock me at all if we get upwards of 140 announcements from Hot Toys. And exactly what announcements would those be? We will have to keep an eye on it, but I have a sneaking suspicion of some of them for sure. And I'm going to pull this up onto the screen. Let's actually stay on Sideshow, and they are the official distributor of Hot Toys in the United States and in Europe. And let's go ahead and sort everything out best-selling wise so that you could see some crazy trends that are happening, or some telling trends, I should say. So, obviously, 6 and Blade, T800 just came out, Darth Malgus, Jinx. All you expect them on the top row. What you're seeing in the second row, all apropos as well. But you have to wonder, why in the world is the Flash out of nowhere, which has been on some other page 8, 9, 10, far away, in a galaxy far, far away, all the way up, all of a sudden best-selling wise? Is it possible it's because a lot of the wait lists are converting, and now it's time for this figure to be officially released from Hot Toys? Are they getting set to do that? And I say, yes, that's clear evidence that this is very, very fast incoming, this particular Flash figure right here. And quite frankly, I'm really curious. Of course, both versions have been on the wait list for forever and a day. But I'm very curious to see how this turns out when they put this out, for sure. And we'll have to keep an eye on it. But I would say any day, there's Grogu that's going to be coming out. And let's look a little bit further down this list for some other telling trends. And how did the artisan Anakin, make it up on here? It's also been way down the list because it came out, the announcement, so long ago. You could see it right here, sandwiched in between the Batman modern suit, so a lot of those are selling lately, and the Deadpool special edition. Is it also possible that some wait lists have been converting, and this is about to get announced? And I say, I cannot wait. Limited to just 3,000 pieces. And if this looks anything like the DX39 Jack Sparrow, and if this looks anything like the DX33 Heath Ledger Joker, we are in for a major treat. Pause. You're watching the market show. I need to suck down more knowledge. Let's drink some wizard juice, baby. Look at those stars. They're all over the place. Yes, I think that's clear evidence too. I think the Flash, from the Flash movie, and this Anakin, this artisan Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, is coming very, very quickly. And I think we're going to have to keep an eye on whether it's before or not too long after for an absolutely bombshell Dark Side edition, which Hot Toys is absolutely going to take advantage of when they go ahead and do this head sculpt. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. Taking advantage of tooling is something I think we're not only going to see from Hot Toys this year with this artisan Anakin, but with some other figures as well. And listen, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, because when you go to 6scalecantina.com, and please go ahead and bookmark 6scalecantina.com. It's the home of the market chart, which is under construction, and it's just a lot of work to pull all this data. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for that to come back to the community, you have a bunch of other menu options at 6scalecantina.com, such as the 6-scale market power rankings, the Crystal Ball power rankings, sneak peeks of Ancient Action Figures Season 2. But let's go right to the 6-scale market power rankings. And once again, the market power rankings are market power rankings, not which figure is the best power rankings, but which figures are garnering the most demand in the secondary market right now. And look at some new additions on here. You got your usual suspects in the top 5. You got some shakeups in the top 10, and some shakeups all around. But you're seeing some new entrants in here, particularly this Supergirl from Hot Toys. You have to wonder if they actually made a whole lot of Sasha Calle here. And you're also seeing debuting very high, all the way at number 13, She-Hulk up here as well. And you know what's really interesting about these two figures is, Hot Toys is seeing a lot of collectors, collaborating to these figures, just really jumping all over these releases to try and get them. And they didn't make a whole lot of them. But you do have to ask yourself, is a figure like She-Hulk right here, and a figure like this Sasha Calle Supergirl, are these figures candidates for 2025 exclusives where they could use the same darn outfit, pretty much the same base, the same head sculpt, but give you a rooted hair artisan version of Sasha Calle with this? Can you imagine? And She-Hulk, can you imagine a limited release of 1,500 or 2,500 or 3,000 pieces? And I say yes. And that's what I was talking about before. I don't think we should be looking just at the artisan Anakin. It makes sense that they're going to make a dark side Anakin, right? I think we should be looking at stuff like this. Because I think that this is exactly the type of thing that Hot Toys is going to be diving into more and more and more and more. And it fits right into what I've been suggesting I thought that they were going to do, is come out with more and more announcements, but less production of those announcements, with more 2.0's and different variations of those announcements. And coming out with an artisan version of this She-Hulk and an artisan version of this Supergirl is the exact definition of an alternate version of the same darn figure that they already came out with. And I say they are going to do this. They're seeing that there is demand for these figures because of how well they came out with final production. And then if you go ahead and put the realism, add the realism of rooted hair, not just the wool hair and they slap it on. I'm talking about you take that wool hair and you root it, baby. Implantation technology. These figures will look absolutely unbelievable. And the level of realism will go off the charts, possibly even more than the 13th Skulls midi-chlorian count. Okay. I wonder what the midi-chlorian count is on this darn wizard juice. You have to wonder. Absolutely. Absolutely insane. Don't forget to smash the like button, baby. Helps the video, and don't forget to subscribe if this is the first time you're watching. But you can see these market power rankings right here. Not much of a shift. Darth Maul debuted pretty high, coming down a little bit, which is expected on some of these figures. But this one here, at number 9, very, very strong this week. Moving up, Bane, all the way to number 8. This figure is very, very highly sought after, for sure. And moving back up again, always in the top 10, is this Jack Nicholson Joker from the '89 Batman. You do have to ask yourself if Hot Toys is about to 2.0 this. I think that they're giving evidence that they're going to 2.0 everything under the sun, baby. That makes sense. You're seeing Princess Leia continuing to go up, and I'm seeing a lot of original trilogy figures getting back on the map. A lot of them are about to break into these charts over here. There's just a lot of heat getting released right now. But you can see right here your power rankings, and of course your usual suspects up at the top right now. This DX39 Jack Sparrow at number 1, the DX33 Artisan Joker at number 2, the absolutely incredible first artisan, if you will, rooted hair, implantation technology, riddled Wonder Woman WB100 version right here, and of course the InArt Gandalf, which is absolutely one of the most sensational action figures I have ever seen. You can go check this out at 6scalekantita.com. You can have some fun with this, and for sure. And let's look at some of these things that are going on, in the secondary market. And you can see right here, from this great seller here, Toys for Adults, already already, sold three, $675.99 of She-Hulk. And you already got one collector that apparently has this in one cart. You're seeing it up here, flashing that up on the screen. But, who would have thought that, right? And I was kind of suspecting it because I wasn't really thinking that they were going to make a whole lot of this particular figure. And people got it, and people liked it, and now there's not enough of them, and this figure is going for a very, very high price in the secondary market for sure. And the same thing with this Supergirl, also pulling up this particular seller, $465 in two carts. You got this up over here. You could see that. And 11 sold. Wow. 11 sold on this. And they, this figure's consistently going for around, I think shipping and taxes put in, $400, a little bit over that. And the same thing with the She-Hulk, really more between $400 and $550, sometimes up to $600, like you're seeing there with both of those figures. But both of those entering the market power rankings for this week here at 6 scale Cantina. Bane just continues. I show you every week, continuing to do real well. You can see here, with still, 4 hours and 6 minutes left, already 10 bids, all the way up to $405 from this great seller. This seller has 4,231 feedback, and wait for it. Oh, 100% positive. $405, free shipping, not including taxes. Wow. Very, very nice. Bane doing very, very well, in the secondary market for sure. And, how about these limited run figures, like the aforementioned Warner Brothers 100 rooted hair Wonder Woman? Well, you can see that one of these sold with this collector. And what's interesting about this is 100% feedback, but only 29. And you know what? For me, I usually if a feedback is under 50, or if it's very small like this, and you're talking about a figure where I'm about to spend $1,200, that's a little risky in my view. But apparently one already sold, and when you buy from, when you don't have the power of over 100 feedback, or some of these other sellers where it's so, you feel so much better about it, sometimes you have to dip down in price. It's interesting to say that, $11.89 is a steal on this particular figure, but it really, really is. I mean, right now, this figure, as it's matured, and the Gandalf from InArt has matured, they're just, garnering just incredible high amounts, anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500, and sometimes up $2,000 for the InArt Gandalf, and for this Wonder Woman. You can see one right here, seller with an incredible amount of feedback there. Already one sold at $1,190. And already one person has this in their cart, and that's what this Gandalf and that Wonder Woman are going for. And you have to wonder, when the DX39 Jack Sparrow settles down, and the DX33 settles down, are they going to be up where the Wonder Woman and where the Gandalf is consistently? And I say yes. Obviously, they just came out, so they're generating more right now. But I mean, when it settles down, are they going to stay up there? I think they're going to go super high. As a matter of fact, I say all of these artisans and some of these in-art figures, a lot of them, depending on the popularity of the character and how it comes out, same with the artisan ones, they're just going to be fetching this kind of money. And with some of the other figures, it's going to take longer. So it may take a couple of years for it to mature and get up to, a Grail status where it doubles its retail value, or it doesn't necessarily have to double its retail value, just be significantly higher, and sought after, by 150, couple $100, if you will. But I think so. I think right off the bat, because these are, they're so outrageous. They have such outrageous realism, and they're so hard to come by, and there's such a high demand. And when you add them with the artisan ones that they have they're limited editions with only 1,500 or 4,000 made or 3,500 or whatever it is, it just adds. And even when they come out with different variations of the same figure, the one that you have is always going to be limited to that, and is always going to be special and be exclusive to whatever it is that it's exclusive to. It's going to maintain its grail ability in the secondary market. And you know what's interesting about a lot of that, when you go ahead and you talk about this, I think that when you see a lot of these figures that are just not generating any demand right now in the secondary market, a lot of the older 6-scale release figures, a lot of the older Hot Toys releases, even the ones that are the 1.0's, the ones where they just have superior variations right now. Let's go like with the Darth Maul, for instance, the new MMS 748, whatever it is, compared to the DX16, DX17. You're seeing the DX16 and DX17 tank. I mean, they are tanking. They are sinking. A lot of collectors don't want them. Some collectors do want them, but a lot of them just don't. And then a lot of collectors are trying to sell that right now to try and get the new one, or just having a difficult time, unless you're you're willing to take some peanuts for it. But imagine if that DX16 and that DX17 was limited like the upcoming Black Widow Scarlett Johansson artisan figures. What if the deluxe edition, the DX17, was limited to 4,000 pieces, like the Black Widow, and the one without the bike was limited to 2,000 pieces, like the other Black Widow? Is it possible that they wouldn't be tanking anywhere near like they are right now? And I say, yes, that's exactly what they wouldn't be. Because, collectors are kind of funny, in certain regards. You could come out with a version of a figure. If you came out with that Darth Maul and it was superior to the DX16 and 17, but it had so much more production, but the DX16 and DX17 was just so limited, for some collectors, is the limited nature of the DX16 and the DX17 going to mean more to them? And I say, for some collectors, yes. Yes. It's an interesting dichotomy, right? Pause. You're watching the market show. Cheers, baby. Absolutely. Absolutely insane. And when you're talking about, we'll get right into this. What about new versions of original trilogy figures, particularly A New Hope, when it comes to what you're seeing on the banner over here? Is Hot Toys currently sitting on an exclusive Q gold mine when it comes to these figures? Now, I want you to put yourself in the queue, because many of you that have watched this have already been in the queue for various figures and even some artisans, right? Now imagine if you're a big Star Wars fan, and you're really a big OT fan, and you really love A New Hope, and you got a farm boy Luke that just got announced and looks just like what you're looking at the banner, on the banner. And you're going into the queue. How much is your heart going to be pumping for that particular figure? And how sought after is it going to be? I'm going to throw high numbers at it because I think it warrants it, right? Just like the Jack Sparrow and just like the Heath Ledger Joker, let's go with 4,000 pieces. Okay? So 1,000 more than the Revenge of the Sith Artisan Anakin. Let's say they do that with A New Hope, Luke. And they're going to offer 4,000 of it. Can you imagine if that's it? And even if they offer you a sculpted version or whatever the heck it is with it, how sought after is this when you're looking at these prices for the DX33 Joker and the DX39 Jack Sparrow? You're seeing it sell $1,000 right now, all over a pop-up. Anywhere between $700 and $1,100 all day long. Boom, 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 boom. And then you're seeing the figures when they mature, like the Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman with the rooted hair and the Gandalf. They're going anywhere between $1,100 and $1,500. How much you think a Luke limited to 4,000? Let's go as high as 4,000. How much you think a Luke, Farm Boy Luke, that looks like that? Okay, let's say it looks like that. How sought after is that going to be in the secondary market? It's kind of scary, right? It's kind of scary. Now go ahead and take the same thing and put it to the Princess Leia that you see on the other side of the banner. Because, when you really start thinking about that, it's kind of very, very, very telling, right? It's kind of like, ooh, man, that's, when you put it like that, Aries, because let's just go even really to the current versions, which quite frankly aren't selling the way they used to, because a lot of collectors are getting very, very savvy, realizing, following the breadcrumbs, following the footprints, and realizing the inevitability of a superior version of this figure. You can see this right here. And, this Leia, $430 with 33 bits. An outstanding seller with 3,357 feedback, not including the $10.30 in shipping, so $440, not including taxes, close to $500 for this figure. Even though I know, everyone knows, the 2.0 of this is coming. It is just so hard when you are a Star Wars fan not to have, this is one of the most, if not the most, iconic look of Leia in Star Wars. And, it's the original trilogy. And honestly, even damaged versions, because this has no damaged. Damaged versions go for pretty high as well. And this is really just back from February 7th, this one. Okay, a little earlier in the month. But this is from a great seller with 274 feedback and, 100% positive, but had a tiny little insignificant smudge on the nose, barely noticeable. But, collectors get very picky, as they should be, some of them. But still, $20 in shipping for 20, not including taxes. This is well over $450. So you have to wonder, when you look at stuff like this and you see the trends of just how these figures are selling, just how crazy would a limited 3,000 or 4,000 run artisan Princess Leia be in the secondary market right off the bat? Would it be selling double the price like that Jack Sparrow? Would it be selling double the price like that Heath Ledger Joker? Would something like that get to where the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman is, or where the in-art Gandalf is? And I say, you better hold on to your heads and hold on to your hats, because that's absolutely crazy. And with those two figures there, where else can they capitalize, especially with the head sculpt? Well, the ceremony scenes in A New Hope, especially with Leia, Luke, and Han. Because you could change the hair slightly, and you change the outfit, you keep the same really head sculpt for Leia, and you give her the different hair, and you give her the different outfit, bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom, and there's your retooling, and there's more and more announcements, less production of those announcements, and more 2.0's and different variations. There's a different Mick variation for you, Mick baby. And there's another variation of Luke for you. And with Luke, you could go a step further. Because not only could you get the farm boy Luke, you see right here, you could go ahead and get the Stormtrooper disguise Luke. And not only could you get the Stormtrooper disguise Luke, you could get the Ceremony Mick Luke. I wonder if this is Wizard Juice or Mick Wizard Juice. I need to pause. I'm about losing my stuff, baby. Come on. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And oh yeah, they can't wait to do a Farm Boy Luke because they know that they can variant that out the wazoo. Oh, but they can't do that with Leia. There is only two. Only two for Leia. Just the A New Hope one. Luke gets 3 outfits, the 3 versions he can do, and only that in a ceremony. Well, I say not exactly, because there was a movie called Rogue One. And I think at the end of Rogue One, is it possible that Leia showed up? They could just give you, a different base or some kind of celebratory thing. Hey, it's the Rogue One version. Like you got the Rogue One Vader, and you kind of got the New Hope Vader. And you can kind of get the Rogue One Leia, and you can kind of get the A New Hope Leia. And is it possible that Hot Toys would do this? And I say, you love watching the market show. Come on. Come on. I mean, you're seeing the prices here even when it's damaged. Even when it's damaged, you're seeing stuff that is like that. Make sure you smash the like button. And going back to 6scalecantina.com, let's actually go to the Crystal Ball Power Rankings. And you can see, updated for this week, the week of 2/23, there is now 50 predictions in from the Crystal Ball. A lot of them are from you putting these in here. And you see a lot of new additions up on here. And listen, we still got time until the end of this month. So go ahead and shake up this list, will you please? How do I do that, Aries? Very simple. Go to 6scalecantina.com. It's very simple. And then when you go to 6scalecantina.com, you get to look at all these and say, you know what? I think Hot Toys is going to be coming out with the Jyn Erso as the next figure. Then that's your crystal ball. Click and vote. I think you get to vote up to 10 times. So vote for who you want. But right here under all these pictures, these top 50, you see right here, Crystal Ball Power Rankings. Go ahead and vote. Go ahead and vote. And you can see all these new ones are in here. C-3PO, R2, Qui-Gon, Count Dooku, Moff Tarkin, Obi-Wan from A New Hope, Luke Farmboy from A New Hope, Leia from A New Hope. They're all in there. Just go to 6scalecantina.com, cast your vote today. Let me know if you think that this Leia is the next one for Star Wars, or if you actually think that Bail Organa is the next one that they're going to do, or if you think it's not Star Wars at all and it's going to be Aquaman, baby, and Jason Momoa. They're going to come out with that in 2 days. Go in and vote. But let's look through these right quick here. Qui-Gon Jinn, now number 50. Look, they're 2.0ing everything. And if they're going to 2.0 this is made for artisan. Come on, baby. Come on. There's a lot of hair there. A lot of hair. You see that at number 50. C-3PO, come on. We don't talk a whole lot about it. But what did I tell you? Going back whenever they started doing this for Attack of the Clones, a couple years ago, whatever it's been now, I said, you're going to get a dozen of these for a short order. And sure enough, we've got the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. So it was kind of funny. I was talking with my friend Victoria from Victoria's Cantina, I was on her show this past Friday night, and that was a lot of fun. And we were talking about a lot of this stuff about Revenge of the Sith. Is Hot Toys going to go heavy on Revenge of the Sith? And I say, yes, I think that they are. But no brainers, you got a shiny C-3PO from Revenge of the Sith. They could easily give you this. Easily give you this. Count Dooku. 100%. Time for a new Dooku with rolling eyes function. And hair is kind of really short, right? But is it possible? You know, that they would go ahead, like the Moon Knight, like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and kind of give you a variation of this, of, you know, a couple of thousand Dooku's artisan or a few thousand and the rest sculpted? And I say, I really do. I think Hot Toys is really in on this artisan stuff, and I think they're going to perfect it. R2 for sure, they could do that. Grand Moff Tarkin. I could tell you what, here's another figure from A New Hope. They could go ahead and do this, and they could give you artisan versions. So now you got sculpted and artisan, two different variations. But they can't use that again. It's only in A New Hope. Well, sure they can. Because he was also in Rogue One, like Leia. So they could give you the Rogue One version of Tarkin. And they could give you an artisan version of Tarkin from Rogue One. So that's 4. But wait a minute. Is it possible that Grand Moff Tarkin was also in the Clone Wars and some of those animated series? And they could give you even more. The cycle of reusing tooling will go on and on and on. It's like the never-ending wizard juice. Pause. You're watching the Market Show. Your favorite show. Come on, baby. Do you think Tarkin is going to be the next one? Go vote. 6scalekitcheetah.com. Come on, what are you waiting for? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Well, everybody's waiting for the Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I think that they're doing, but maybe they're just going to do something that Hot Toys does and just give you the A New Hope one. Now, during the 20th anniversary of the Revenge of the Sith. And this would be just glorious. I mean, gosh. And there's your Luke. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And of course this. Of course this. So a lot of new additions that you see up on here. And so many figures that are, just mouth-watering. Let's go through all these and count them down very, very quickly, not stay on them for more than a few seconds each. Hot Toys competing within art, a full artisan version. I say yes on that Henry Cavill Superman. If they're going to do Baze Malbus, which I believe that they will, I would hope they give us an updated version of Chirrut Imwe. And I hope we get an artisan here of Baze Malbus. We already talked about Luke. They'll give you this version if they're going to give you that version, and they'll give you the ceremony one. Of course, Brandon Lee from The Crow. That spells artisan, baby. General Veers. Why isn't this out already? And look at that right there. I mean, I think that Marvel's just going to be capitalizing on everything you can think of. Are you craving it, baby? And right here. We'll be talking about this soon. I'll be coming out with a special video on this for Gina Carano and Cara Dune and why I think that's coming. When you talk about being able to reuse tooling, he was in Rogue One. He was in Attack of the Clones, Bail Organa. He was also in Revenge of the Sith. Okay, he's also in all the animated series, okay? He was also on the television show. They could give you 2,000 a pop, and there's your 10,000 of them. It's absolutely worth it. Where is it? And why is this relevant to collectors? Because some collectors collect so many Star Wars, every character, they come out with this, they're just going to get it just for that reason, to fulfill their collection. Let's go. Leia. Every version of Leia you could think of, they're coming out with. Luke. Are they going to 2.0 this Bespin one with an artisan one? They go to 2.0 Bo-Katan. Give you a, or give you the version from Season 3. They already teased it. You know, all I'm going to say is, and I don't necessarily believe it's all going to be from The Force Awakens, but there is a 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens this year. And it wouldn't shock me if you got some crazy, crazy releases of some figures, for sure. But this is Rise of Skywalker. But I would take this Eternal Sith immediately. Captain Marvel is coming. All the big time, Marvel characters from Infinity War and Endgame are coming. They're doing it. They're going to redo her. They're not going to make 50,000 of her, so it just sits in stock. This is going to be limited to 1,500 or 2,000 or 2,500 pieces, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. Asajj Ventress. Come on, you already know that's coming. Wolf's already out. Ra's al Ghul. I talk about it all the time. How is it that we've got two villains, two Banes already, and 8 million Jokers, and not one of him from Hot Toys? Let's go. Rey? They're going to be all over Rey. Regular movie versions, dark side versions, what if versions, comic versions, all versions. Jyn Erso, one of the best head sculpts that Hot Toys has ever done. Imagine if you step that up and you add PERS system, rolling eyes function, and you have hair that looks like that and a figure that comes out like that, Felicity Jones. I'm spilling my coffee. Are they going to 2.0 the snow speeder pilot Luke? Oh, baby. You know, and this Leia right here, and what number is this Leia going up here? Because I'm losing count. Leia is all the way up at number 23 out of 50 of collectors thinking that, this figure is going to come in. And if you like what you're watching here, go into the home tab real quick of 6scalecantina.com. You may want to consider, joining the channel. I appreciate your support if you do. It's only $3.99. And I've got a brand new episode you could see here. When you go to the homepage, you'll see the recent YouTube channel video podcasts. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. This just came out. This just came out late on Sunday. And you don't want to miss this. Come join the channel right now and check this out. Why Jabba's Prisoner Leia is coming. An insider extra exclusive. So, I really dive into a lot of things, and I show you some trends that are going on, in the marketplace, and in the primary market, not the secondary market, with merchandise that is out right now, that is licensed by Disney and Star Wars, that have the likeness of Prisoner Leia. You're not going to want to miss this episode. It's an insider extra. It's up right now. It's the latest video. Just $3.99. If you're looking to support me with everything that I do, with these crazy intros and all the production I put in here and all the research I do, best way to do it is just join the channel. Just $3.99 a month, and then you get to go see my review on the DX26 Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's another recent one as well, just from a couple weeks ago. But this brand new one from Prisoner Leia, come check it out. And all you got to do is click on the little join button here on the channel, and then you could go ahead and become an official 6-Scale Cantina ancient action figure theorist. Or you can go right to the support 6-Scale Cantina SSC button right up here. You could see, become an official ancient action figure theorist, $3.99 a month, and you get to see that video. So let's continue to go. So you're not going to miss that. Rank number 23. There's Thor at 22. There's Christopher Reeve's Superman at 21. We know we got an in-art one coming. Is Hot Toys going to counter with their own? You have to wonder. This is a no-brainer. Almost when they come out with the Artisan line, I'm sure that they were thinking about Adam Driver and Kylo Ren right off the bat. And if it looks anything like this, oh, my God. Christian Bale. I feel like there's a Christian Bale shortage. Why haven't I seen a figure in a couple months? Gosh. They come out with it every week. Well, I think we're going to get quite a few Christian Bale Batmans from Hot Toys in 2025. Is one of them going to be an Artisan? And I say yes. All right, so the Dark Empire Luke is going to be coming soon. Okay? It's going to be coming soon. And it's going to be released over the next, anywhere between the next month to 3-4 months, I believe. And you have to wonder, is it possible? Just like the Batman imposter Joker, with the artisan version, and just like the Mandalorian, Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, like they did with the General Kenobi, that they're going to put this on you with this? With Grogu? Come on. Iron Man? I think you're going to get your artisan Iron Man this year. Surprised it's not out yet. You're going to get your Aquaman this year. And I think you're going to get this Return of the Jedi. I think they're going to give you 3 different versions. I think they're going to take that Dark Empire Luke. Quite honestly, I think that they reversed the Lukes on you. This is what I think Hot Toys did with the Lukes. I think the Dark Empire Luke is like the Batman imposter version of the artisan Joker. The only thing is they didn't tell you that they're coming out with an artisan Luke first. Like they told you they were coming out with the, second movie of the Nolan trilogy, Heath Ledger Joker first. I think they just reversed it and gave you the kit bash, which you will, because they went ahead and basically almost all reused all the Darth Vader type tooling outfit that they have. And they give you Luke, that head sculpt, but make no mistake about it. While they're doing all the tedious work with implantation technology, they're going to give you Return of the Jedi Luke while they're at it, change their hair a little bit, and they'll give you that Mandalorian and Grogu Luke as well. This is coming. I think you're going to get every version of Padme you could think of, especially if they could reuse a lot of tooling. They can give you a lot of Natalie Portman here, and I expect this very, very soon. They're giving you all the Avengers. She is not only very predominant in Infinity War and Endgame, but very much so in the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is coming. They already teased. We know that Leia's coming. Darkseid Rey. They'll give you the variation. They love it. I think Hera's coming. You got Loki, you got Thor, and I think a lot are voting on that. Darth Nihilus. Why is this coming? Well, you can see the trends. Darth, Malgus is up. Darth Revan is already on the wait list. Is it possible that they're also thinking about Darth Nihilus? I actually think they're thinking about Darth Talon. I think we got to vote for her and get her on this list, baby. This Joker's high up. High up. So let's see. Okay, we're up at the top 10. So number 8, the 2.0 of the Joker, and I think if they 2.0 this, they'll give you the mime version. 2.0. Han Solo, very high up. Artisan. Poe Dameron, they just gave you Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac. So that's why this one's high up. Luke Tauntaun. We got to get a Han Tauntaun up here then. And a Tauntaun. They just, what is it? Ballerina or whatever the heck you call it. I mean, another John Wick artisan. Surprised it's not out yet. Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan Kenobi says artisan. I talked about this in the last week's show. You're giving us an artisan, Revenge of the Sith Anakin? You got to give us an artisan, Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Howard, J.C. Hong. Let's go. And of course, number 1. The number 1 figure that most collectors think that they're going to shock us with is a really much of a shock at this point. I think if it looks this good, I'm just shocked still that they're coming out with an artisan Anakin anyway. There's your number 1 and there's your top 50. Don't forget to vote. Crystal Ball Power Rankings. It is absolutely incredible. Well, listen. That's about all I got. I only got a little bit of wizard juice left. And remember, I don't always drink wizard juice, but when I do, baby, I do it right here at the 6 Scale Cantina. Thanks for watching, and stay thirsty, my friends.